dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S DREAMS. Aquarius, Pisces, Cusp, this is your reading. And again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever resonates and please leave the rest. Um, this, the, these next few weeks for you guys is going to be, I want to say very eye-opening. And what I mean is there are a lot of things that there are a lot of projects or a lot of ideas, dreams, whatever you want to call them, goals that spirits is putting into you. And you're being asked to take charge or to take action. This is these ideas or these things that the spirit is putting within you is not for you to just sit with them and contemplate on them. You're being asked to take action when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to pursuing the things that you want and also the people that you want. So be intentional with the relationships and connections that you're having with people, like whether they're platonic or not. Be intentional with the partner that you want to have or the partner that you have or whatever it is. This is pretty much this energy of like taking charge, right? Look at my light little mug. Where is it? Ah, look. I don't know. I just want to show it. So pretty, right? I don't know where it came from. It was a gift. All right. It's beautiful though. Like it's wonderful for like hot tea and like hot chocolate and coffee. Definitely coffee, right? With some whipped cream and some caramel and some creamer. Dairy free, of course, but you know, still very good. Anyways, there is this chance. Look at this chance. There's this theme for you guys. To not sleep on yourself, not sleep on your goals, not. Some of you have this tendency of like really selling yourself short, really doubting things when spirit puts something in you, when you're being guided in a certain direction, you kind of like question it instead of like leaning into that trust. And for those of you that have been getting like downloads or have been getting all of these ideas or all of these things that you want to bring into fruition, right? So like, let's say you have a business and you've been wanting to add a certain amount of like inventory or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not sure how well that's going to do and this and this. And it's like, you know what? This was put in you for a reason. This idea, this thing was given to you for a reason so that you can bring it to life. And I feel that a lot of you really are going to have to, and I normally don't like saying this, but some of you are going to have to push through the fear in order to succeed in something. So it's almost like, even if you're afraid, and like, and that's the thing, is like sometimes excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sometimes like I'll get all set up and everything, and all of a sudden like I'll have this energy that feels like fear, right? And sometimes fear can also feel, if you allow your body to sense it, sometimes it feels almost as like excitement, right? So sometimes I feel that before I'm going to start a reading, and I'm like, okay, what is this, right? And it is usually like most of the times it has to do with like the energy that I'm picking up or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is like, if I allow that emotion, that initial feeling in my body or whatever to stop me, right? Like for that second, I'm frozen. And if I allow it to stop me, then I wouldn't be out here, right? I wouldn't be making the videos, etc., etc. I'll be like, no, I need to wait for this to pass. And for some of you, this is what is coming through. Like some of you are waiting for a fear to subside or fear to go away before taking action, before taking a step forward. And you're being told, no, we're not doing that. I need you to go ahead and take the chance. I need you to go ahead and take that leap. I need you to go ahead and get this started. A lot of you have been, again, sitting on an idea, sitting on something, contemplating and over analyzing and planning and planning and planning and planning and planning, and there's no execution. And you're being asked to execute right now. You're being asked to actually take action, to actually take steps. So If we were to use an example, you know, like when you're in a relationship and your significant other is promising and telling you all of these things, and then they fall short, right? There's no action behind their talk. It's like spirit is telling you, like, okay, guys, you have been talk. Now it's time to actually take action. Like, I've given you the idea, I've given you the clarity, I've given you the steps, I've given you everything. Now you have to get up your ass and actually do something. Now you have to actually go ahead and be productive. And for some of you, this energy does put you in a space where there's some fear, some tension coming through in your body, and you're going to have to, as much as you don't want to hear this, you're going to have to work through this. You're going to have to work, you're going to have to push through it, and you're going to have to get to the other side of this. And for some reason, it's giving me this thing. I remember when I was in nursing school, and I cannot remember my teacher's name, but there was one of my teachers, and she was talking about like how her husband was a tennis player, and every time before a tennis match, he he had to go to the bathroom, like number two, like uncontrollably, right? And it was something that he needed to build into his schedule whenever he had a competition. And I think it's kind of funny now because I'm like, yo, he recognized that there was something that his body was physically doing right before a competition, but he planned it into his schedule, in the meaning like, okay, if he had a meet like at 3, like, by 2:15 he knew he had to be at a certain place to use the bathroom, to whatever, to get ready for this. And it's like part of you is like, you are allowing that aspect of yourself to even stop you from taking the first step. And it's like, if before you go ahead, like let's say talking in public is something that gets you scared or whatever, and let's say you're taking a class or whatever, and it's like every time you have to present something in class you need to vomit, then give, like, don't don't get upset with yourself because you have to go ahead and take a walk to the bathroom and puke before you do a presentation or whatever. Instead, like, honor that space of yourself, like, okay, this is the way that my body is working through the fear at this moment in time, right? And no, we're not promoting no bulimia or anything like that here. What I'm talking about is like, we all have things that that our body does when it's in fear, when our body does like things that just kind of like naturally happen. And the more that we show up and the more that we allow that space to kind of like show up and we learn to integrate it, the more like the I want to say the better it gets, or like the more that we're able to work through that fear. And I hope that that makes sense for whoever this message is, that you've been battling something that kind of always happens. Like, let's say, you, again, I'm going to use public speaking, like you want to do public speaking, but you get very nervous or whatever, like, oh, what about if I mispronounce this or this and that? And it's like, there's something like every single time that you show up and you do a presentation, you do a conversation, whatever, it's practice, but it's also like balancing something within you when it comes to that fear. And I hope that makes sense. All right. So we have the Three of Wands with the Seven of Cups. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse with the Four of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords with the Two of Wands. Again, whatever this is, whatever this goal or this newfound whatever that you want to start, whether it's a career, whether it is a business or whatever, this is something that you are definitely very passionate about. Some of you are questioning though if a passion alone is enough to go into this. Some of you are feeling like maybe you are not 100% equipped. Maybe this can be a case where you took like a bunch of courses, or you took you went to school or whatever, and for whatever the reason you still feel like you are not ready for it. Like an example that I have a client, and we're gonna call her a client, that, oh, she's not really a client, but there's someone that I know that is a massage therapist, right? And this person works for someone else, for like a spa or whatever. But she's really amazing at what she does. And people come to this spot for her. And she has her own place, but she doesn't really promote it, right? So there is this aspect, right, that she needs to work through that fear of like promoting herself and that fear of like working for herself. So that's kind of like what I'm talking about. Like, she knows that she's great. She's amazing. People tell her, if you leave this place, like, let me know because I come here for you. Like, I got a membership here for you because I love, the way that you work, right? But there's still like this underneath fear that if she goes on her own, she's not going to make it, even though spirit is literally bringing people towards her and telling her like, wherever you go, we will follow, right? So she is, at one point or another, she's going to have to take that step and work just for herself, right? So that's kind of like the aspects, like, I guess the idea that I want to portray out there, where you are equipped with whatever it is that you need to make something successful, to be successful in a certain area. It is your own doubt within yourself, your own doubt towards yourself, that is stopping you from succeeding in something. And that needs to be addressed. That needs to kind of be like moved out of the way, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message. We are using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, and this is, I think I have one more after you guys that I have to record. Alrighty, I can't believe I got all of these done in such a short amount of time. All right. Protection Guardian, drop your shields. What are you hiding behind? What is it that you are so afraid of? About, hold up, page 111, because then I'll forget. I'll have to go like 3 times to see. All right. Drop the shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. So again, for those of you that are again in this space of like, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, you don't. All you need is to show up. All you need is to put one foot in front of the other. Like, you know, and I've been guilty of this. Like, well, I don't have the right setup. I don't have the right this. I don't have the right that. And, I keep saying like, oh, when I do, like, I remember there was like a long period of time where I wouldn't record if certain things weren't in place the way that I wanted them, right? And it's like right now we've been in this house. We purchased this house like about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, and we're still doing renovations. There's a lot going on, and I can use the renovation as an excuse not to show up, right? I could be like, you know what, I can't show my face right now because I don't have the space and I don't have this, and I don't know when this is going to be done, and I need to have my space, my office set, and this and this and that. And it's like, yes, all of these things are true. I wish I could have my space to set up the way that I want it. I wish that I could be showing my face right now. But right now we're in a transition, that the house is going through some renovation through a transition. And I am learning that I need to adjust through those transitions, right? And that is exactly what I'm doing. So even though I'm not showing my face, even though I'm not doing the videos how I normally like to do them, I am still showing up and still doing the work. And that is exactly what Spirit is asking of you. Everything may not be exactly how you want it to be. Everything may not be perfect, but what is it that you do when you're met with those challenges, right? How is it that you show up when there is a challenge, when there is a difficulty, when there is something that is asking or requiring you to be flexible? How are you showing up during those times is what is going to determine whether you succeed or not. It is going to determine whether you stay stuck or not. And that is what Spirit is trying to bring to your attention during this time. So I really do hope and I pray that you guys take the message and go ahead and take that leap, take that first step towards that life that you want, right? Whether that is, you know, getting back into like a healthy routine, like you want to walk, you want to exercise, you want to go back into nature, you want to start swimming, you want to take a dance class, you want to go back to school, you want to open your own business, whatever it is, go ahead and take the first step. Because trust me, all of those people that you see that are successful, behind that success, they have failed, if you want to call it failing, or they have trials or whatever, like you wouldn't believe it. But the difference was that every time that they met a challenge, every time that there was a trial, every time other people were telling them that they were failing, guess what? They got back up and tried again, because they knew that they weren't starting from the beginning. They knew where they were starting from, and they just had to keep on moving forward. And that is what Spirit is asking you. Like, at this time, it is time for you to take action. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you at this moment in time. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.